मा विद्विषावहै शान्ति 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 श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. So Aruneyi goes to Prajapati and then he says, what is it that can help you? Kena means by means of which. Kena bhagavan karmani aseshataha visrijaniti. It's a very beautiful question. It's not by choice. You can't renounce all actions like that. You need a support. What is it that can help you renounce all pursuits, all rituals, and all actions? Kena bhagavan karmani aseshataha visrijaniti idam hovacha prajapati tava putran bhratrun bandhvadin. See, renounce the children, the brothers and the relationships, they're all just the way. Renounce them in the sense, don't look upon them as a part of you, don't look upon yourself as a part of them. Understanding that we are not a part of one another, we are just independent truth in our journey to understanding the truth. The fullness in search of fullness. Every jiva is fullness in search of fullness. And even after understanding, this is wisdom. This is a very deep understanding, very spiritual understanding. Along with the spiritual understanding, you do your empirical duties. You do your empirical duties. Because empirical duties disturb us less if there is spiritual understanding. It is not that either that or this. Either total confusion or total clarity. ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. I have to, if I am a student, if I am a school student, I have to concentrate on studies and also do a few things at home also. दोनों को मिलाना पड़ता है. शरीर यात्रा के लिए भी कुछ करना पड़ता है, पढ़ाई के लिए भी कुछ करना पड़ता है. I have to just blend various duties. We don't have a solitary duty. Therefore, the spiritual wisdom is we are not a part of one another. Forget it. Once we understand we are not a part of one another, there is neither love nor hate. Extreme love comes thinking I am a part of it. Extreme hatred comes, he is an enemy to me. We are neither enemies to one another nor a part of one another. We are neither friends nor enemies. They are all jivas. Each one is fullness in search of fullness. Each one is the truth in search of the truth. Each one is anandam in search of anandam. And therefore, putran, bhratrun, bandhvadin, shikham. Thus, the attitude, the understanding about the other person should be they are not a part of me. Nor I am a part of anyone. And yet I can show the best love to them. I can do my duties to my children, grandchildren, my husband, my wife, my brother, whatever it is. Empirical. These are duties. These are not realities. Duties are there to help us understand the reality. Duties are not realities. No. Duties are not the reality, but they need to be done so that we can understand the reality. Therefore, renunciation is not difficult, provided my judgment, my assessment of what I am renouncing is, if my assessment of what money is, then vairagya is not difficult. Vairagya is not some kind of a force. It's not forcing oneself at all meaningless. You can't force yourself. In education there is no force, there is only seeing the truth. There is no doing of anything. Doing is strenuous. Doing is strenuous. करना बड़ा मुश्किल है. Therefore, we are not an attack. We are not a part of one another. Not we are enemies to one another. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. You don't have to keep in mind if somebody said something. दिल में रख के क्या फायदा? Is wasting time. Keep your दिल free. Don't let it out to the jokers. Don't let your दिल out. अगर ज़्यादा किराए भी मिले, don't let it out. Don't let out your heart to the joker. Keep your heart with yourself. Keep your heart clean. Clean. Let the truth abide in your heart and mind. Let the truth be the topic of all your feelings, your understanding. In your thinking there should be only... And therefore, sir, please don't imagine this combining Vedanta with our empirical duties is difficult. It is not difficult. In fact, duties help us to spend the remaining time with Vedanta. If there are no duties, you can't spend all the time with Vedanta, you will have distractions. You will have distractions. It is not easy, even rishis. It is not that the whole day and night will think about art. Education has, children go to school for 3 hours, 4 hours, and then come back. They have time to play, they have time to do. There are so many things. Life is many things put together. It's not just only Vedanta. Yes, even though it is Vedanta, nothing else. But to understand that Vedanta, I have to do many things. It's like, you see, I need a glass of water, for which I need a glass also. You understand, enough? I need water, but for which I need glass. For which I have to walk and bring it. For which I need a pot of water, where water is reserved. For which I need a purifier also. For which I need money. For which I have to work. Now if you can renounce that glass of water for life, then the entire chain that can bring that glass of water can be renounced. But can you renounce that glass of water and know Brahman? No. If you can renounce that plate of food, that thali, but to have that thali, I must have a kitchen, for which I need a place, for which I need gas, for which I need material. So, कहना तो आसान है वैराग्य. Vairagyam is not just literally renouncing. Vairagyam is understanding clearly that it is useful only up to this point, not beyond. ऐसा कहना नहीं, ऐसा देखना. And therefore, even though you are saying it is only thus far no further, thus far no further, thus far no further value, and yet your statement doesn't comfort you, that means you need to see it, not only need to say it. When you see it, when you mean it, it comforts you. Any statement of wisdom when you mean, it comforts you. Yes. Any statement of value when you mean it, it comforts you. And if it doesn't comfort you, it means you don't really see it. You are only seeing it, or maybe you are seeing it half, quarter, etc., etc. You are not seeing it fully. And therefore, Ratrina Bandhvadina Shikham Yajñopvedam. And also don't get attached to your Shikha. This, Shikha stands for the rituals. It just it qualifies. Yajñopvedam, sacred thread, qualifies you for a ritual. Yagam cha, and then Yagam also Sutram, and also the various vidhis and pradisheda, which mandate. Renounce all the mandates in relation to the rituals. Renounce all the mandates. Understand they are not related to understanding the truth. That is the vairagya. It's not related to understanding the truth. It is neither directly related nor indirectly related to understanding the truth. How are these vidhi pradishedas not indirectly related? I say, how are they indirectly related? Tell me. They just, culminate in your performing an action. If you say they purify mind, it is not the vidhi and pradisheda that purify your mind. It is not the mandates. It is your devotion. It is your dharma. It is your mandates, not somebody else's mandates. You mandate to yourself. You give you mandates to yourself that let me be truthful. Values purify me. Devotion purifies me. Not the mandates for rituals. That's called Sutram cha, Swadhyayam cha. Also renounce a daily recitation. There should be daily reflection, not daily recitation. Because these are all just distractions for a student of truth. Because we need a bahana not to reflect, I am telling you. We need a bahana not to reflect. Like Punjabis need a bahana to make pudiya. And Holi gives that great opportunity. In our colony yesterday there was bread pakodi. So langar lag gaya. Langar mein subere bread pakodi mila, फिर बाद में पूड़ी आलू खीर. के बाद वेदांत क्या जी, ब्रह्मा जी भी अगर वो खाएंगे तो वो भूल जाएगी कि मैं ब्रह्मा जी हूं. Maybe, but they all love it. What I am telling is, human beings are used to doing and enjoying. That is the furrow in the mind. Sanskara. That is the sanskara. And therefore, don't make daily recitation as important. You can do daily recitation, but that is not really greatly directly related to the truth. Understanding the truth, which are looking at one's existence, which has no beginning and end. Where do you begin and where do you end your existence? If you think of the beginning, it is objectified. You think of the end, you objectify. The one who objectifies the beginning and end of everything, where does it begin and where does it end? Therefore, it is the non-looking at oneself makes us feel that we are just nothing. Otherwise, every living being is the truth. And therefore, daily recitation, if you are fond of it, you do it, daily recitation. But don't say it is directly related to understanding the truth. What is directly related to understanding the truth is sitting quiet with yourself, reflectively. And don't think you are wasting time. When you are looking at yourself, that is the best way of utilizing time. Generally we always think, कुछ नहीं करेंगे तो I am wasting time. चलो कुछ पढ़ता हूँ, कुछ रिसाइट करता हूँ. वेदांती सही है, वेदांत को भी थोड़ा पढ़ते रहता. ठीक है जी, जब विचार में मन नहीं लगता है तब पढ़ना ठीक है, वेदांत को ही पढ़ना. तत्चिंतनम, तत्कथनम, तदन्योन्य प्रबोधनम. Bhagavan gives the logic. When you can't reflect on Vedanta, at least keep reading it. If you can't keep reading it, at least keep listening about it. Whatever you do, let it be related to Vedanta. But out of many things which are related to Vedanta, the best thing is to look at yourself, the topic. That is what it means. And also when you renounce all the whole creation. The whole creation has got a definition. What is it? 7 lokas up, bhuloka, bhuvarloka, swarloka, maharloka, janaloka, tapoloka, satyalokam cha. All the higher and higher realms. Then there are painful worlds. Atala, patala, vitala, sutala, rasatala, talatala, Mahatala Brahmandam cha. This entire Brahmanda means the limitless creation. Brahma, the unlimited, Andam creation. It is called Anda because it is not straight, it is not rectangular, it is not square, it is circle. Circle means unlimited. Circle can be unlimited. There cannot be an unlimited straight line. Because straight lines, rectangulars and squares, triangles, etc., all the various geometrical figures, they all fit into a circle. Therefore the creation is Andam, infinite. That's why they give the example. Like all spokes are connected to the wheel. The wheel or the hub of a wheel. Similarly, all forms and sounds and tastes and touches and smells, all lokas are linked to the seer. The one who is aware of them. And Swamiji, should we memorize all the 7 up and 7 below? You don't have done it, don't waste time. The Brahmana Vedana. Don't waste your memorizing capacity in all these things. Atala, all these, Atala, Vitala, Patala, Sutala, Rasatala, Talatala, Mahatala, Brahmana. Visarjayet, Bhagavan. Renounce. And here renunciation, how do you throw it away? Throwing away is not renunciation. Distancing also is not renunciation. Understand? You can't distance yourself from the creation. You can't throw it away. Visarjayet means this is not related to mindfulness. Afterwards I may live in it. So what? So what? Padmapatra Mivambasa, Bhagavan says. Like a lotus leaf, he is in water but unaffected by water. Some example has to be given to convey. Similarly, you can live in the creation knowing that this is not my answer. Why should I live in the creation? Then where else will you live anyway as a jiva? Where else will you live? As a jiva you have to live in the creation. Similarly, you can be doing all your duties saying that this is not the final answer. You are okay. They are necessary, not the answer. They are necessary. Similarly, forms and sounds and tastes, all the air, all these things are necessary. As a jiva, I have to depend upon them. I have to keep alive and think and know the truth. Because if I lose the body, then again I have to take the body to understand myself. And when I next take the body, मुझे पता नहीं. What body? Who knows? पता नहीं. Therefore, the concern belongs to the truth, not to the person. It is the truth in that form, in the guise of a jiva, has to know itself. Truth has to know itself. You and me and he and he and she and it, everything is the same. So therefore. But when supposing a person loses the body, then he loses the memory also along with the body. Then when he is reborn, who is reborn? The same truth in another form, within the realm of self-confusion. And let me tell thee, let me finish this small little topic. You wake up from sleep and you look back, you remember the previous waking, prior, yesterday's waking. So you do understand there are a series of wakings. So when you wake up from sleep, it's not a total blackout. It's not endless blackout. It was a temporary blackout preceded by waking and again preceded by blackout and then preceded. Like this. But when a person leaves the body, he loses the memory, and therefore when he wakes up in another body, then it is a total blackout. It's a total blackout because he doesn't remember the previous life. Memory is gone. Then what really governs him, what really guides him is his own prior janma sanskara. Memory is different from sanskara, please. Sanskara is different from memory. You just have no explanation why I like it. Why I have a gravitation towards Vedanta, I have no explanation. But then I do have that gravitation. Now that it's not an accident. In fact it comes from the past. Therefore the memory, all my entire thinking forms a sanskara. Sanskara vada means, understand. We carry all our thinking we carry forward in the form of sanskara. Therefore if we develop right sanskaras, we will carry right sanskaras. We develop wrong sanskaras, we will continue with the wrong sanskara, etc. And the best sanskara is the love for the interest in the Vedanta. And nothing else. Everything else is so ji. Yeah. Fark nahi padta hai. Whether you have aptitude for physics or chemistry, koi fark nahi padta hai. Whether you have aptitude for Karnataka music or Hindustani music, kya fark padta hai. These are all immaterial. Who cares? Whether you love to live in India or you love to live in America. Somebody told me, I don't want to live in India, it is full of dust. But then what is it that prevents you? Go. हम लोगों के लिए थोड़ा अच्छा हवा मिलेगा, कुछ लोग चले जाएंगे तो हमको क्या है? Not that we are going to say to you, no, please stay with us वगैरह, हम ऐसा नहीं, इनको जाना जाओ. Sanskar. It makes hardly any difference between living in India and living in America. Yeah. There also you grow old anyway. I'm sure they also have knee pains and joint pains and ladaiyan, jagda, vagera. They also have pollution. We have Indian kind of pollution, they have a Western kind of pollution. Let me say, we have got very manifest pollution, they have very unmanifest pollution. Yes. हमारा दिमाग में थोड़ा गड़बड़ होता है, उनका दिल में ही गड़बड़ है. हाँ जी, who knows? Therefore, visarjyet does not mean throwing it away. Vairagyam, sannyasa does not mean throwing it away. Sannyasa also does not mean distancing. Sannyasa means cutting it to its size in your thinking. Cutting the world to its size in your thinking. Cut the creation to its size. Meaning what? Don't give it more value than it deserves. That is called cutting it to its size. Visarjayet. Then what should one do? There is no distancing, because distancing can be lost. Supposing you keep a distance, then again you can go close. If you throw it away, you can pick it again. One thing that cannot be lost is understanding. Yes. One thing that cannot be lost is understanding. If you throw away, you will pick it up. Who knows? There are so many people. You throw away and again they pick it up. Live a normal life with deep understanding about what the world is. The world versus the subject is the thinking. You versus the creation. The source versus the creation. The fact versus the appearance. Even though I use the word versus, it means only Vailakshanam, they are not two. They are one and the same. You see, they are one and the same. Alright, having understood what this world can't give me, then you are much more comfortable in creation if you cut it to its size actually. If you want to enjoy the world, don't have Shobhanatyas. Don't start gaping. Oh, कितनी बढ़िया है, ये टाइल्स कहाँ से लाया, कहाँ मिलता है, ये इतना ज्यादा गेम, कोई फायदा नहीं. इतना बढ़िया घर, इतना बढ़िया ये, ठीक है. You go to somebody's house and say, such a wonderful house, great house, वगैरह, mango tree, वगैरह वगैरह, and then you say, what a great house. And that person says, स्वामी जी रात को नींद नहीं आता इधर. तो फायदा क्या हुआ? फायदा क्या हुआ जी? Therefore, you have exposure to Vedanta, you have an excellent opportunity to think wise. Please understand. Let not the world, so you don't have to think, the whole world is not listening. Who cares? Is everybody meant for Vedanta? Therefore, don't think in terms of keeping distance, don't think in terms of throwing it away. Cut it to its size. And then you are very comfortable. You are very comfortable in the creation, wherever you are. Then what should I do? Dandamachadanam cha parigrahet. Parigrahet means use it. Dandam. If you feel like, have a danda. Paramahamsa is a sannyas. Danda. You can have a danda in your hand, so that it is useful for you to walk also. Dandam achadanam cha. Then have some clothes. Cover your body. Don't become a digambar. Don't become a digambar. Hey, don't throw away the clothes. Cut the clothes to their size. Means what? Wear well-fitting clothes. You don't have to use the clothes also to do some dong. Some people, even clothes, I tell you, they use clothes in such a way. Unusual clothes, like flowing. There are some babas who wear. What is all this? Such an uncomfortable stuff. Wear like anybody else. Maximum you can change your color. Don't use anything to do dong, because you get ultimately nothing. Therefore, don't renounce robes. Cover yourself properly. Achadanam cha parigrahet. And this achadanam should not be translated only kaupianam. Only kaupiana, I said, it's a wrong thing. Kaupina is for everybody. And You should not disturb the society if you are living in the society. Yes. Parigrahet sesham visrijet. Accept the clothes and a stick. Don't have any other possessions. Visrijet means what? They are valuable to you. But the rest of them you don't have to accumulate. Sesham visrijet. Then next comes see. Anyway, ji, in those days, people enjoyed. They had less distractions and they had less temptation. In fact, Indians, whoever had exposure to Vedanta, they really enjoyed a life of reflection and Brahma Vidya. Therefore, the literature also conforms to the spirit of sannyasa in those days. But nowadays we have to go by the spirit of the present days. What is it? You don't have to really become an ascetic. You have to become wise within. You don't have to be an ascetic. These days it is very dangerous to be an ascetic also, because in those days you used to get bhiksha. Nowadays nobody gives bhiksha. आजकल ascetic कहेंगे एकदम, then nobody will give. You must also look neat to be called inside the house. If you look clumsy, they will say, इनको 10 पैसा दे दो, भेज दो. Nobody is going to entertain you. Therefore the time, wisdom also includes just go with the time. Even when you go with the time, the truth is not compromised. You can bring about any changes in your life as long as you don't compromise the truth. Yes. You can make any number of changes, so क्या हो गया? Changes also should be used. I should use the changes to help me to understand the truth. Sometimes rigidity comes in the way of understanding the truth. Yes. I should use the flexibility to relax and understand it. I should use the flexibility. I think flexibility is as much a facilitator as even your food and drink. It's flexibility. I can always change. So in those days they used to wear a particular kind of dress. Nowadays people used to be digambaras, avadhutas. You know avadhuta? Avadhutas means nothing. But then in Rishikesh, when I first came, I saw some avadhutas. I told them, what is this? Why don't you wear clothes? If you are aware of the body, you can be aware of the clothes also. What is this big headache? I had a big quarrel with somebody. I said, put on clothes. I said, Hamari sampradaya hai vagera. What is your sampradaya? Does sampradaya say don't wear clothes? Sampradaya only so says that you are Brahman. That's all the tradition. Vedantic tradition is nothing beyond Tattvamasi bas. The Jiva is Brahman alone is the Vedantic tradition. You should not wear clothes is not a sampradaya. Because anything that can change, should change, will change. Why not? I say I should use even the changes to know the changeless, understand? I should even exploit the changes in the society to understand the changeless. I should not make a complaint against the changes. Use all the changes. Why not? Therefore here Grihastha. Now we have the 4 ashramas. Grihastha. And who can take sannyasa? Who can take to Brahma Vidya? Anybody can take to Brahma Vidya. Anyone who has vairagyam. Anyone who has maturity. And who knows that maturity? You don't become all your maturity is not gained in this life really. In fact, when a person is born, he brings his maturity from the past. Lot of children, you see, even as children, they talk sense. Why not? Therefore, don't think, I have to be 60 plus, or I have to be of this label, of that label. I said, kuch nahi ji. Because even a mosquito is the truth. If it gains maturity, it will attend the class. Yes. It will come and land on somebody's head without disturbing and go on listening. You may go fall asleep, but the fly will listen. Yes. Therefore, it is not that all the maturity of this life is gained only in this life. Grihastha, like who goes for happiness, tell me? Whose need is happiness? But that is the clue. If happiness is everybody's need, then understanding the truth is also everybody's need. But does that qualify? Yes, if that is understood, that is the qualification. The moment a person understands happiness is my need and that is not available anywhere, that is the nature of it is. I need to understand for that. If this much of maturity is there, he is most mature. Understanding the need for self-knowledge, independent of all those brainwashing. It is not that he is brainwashed to think so, but if he can think and mean it, he is qualified. Therefore, Grihastha, Brahmachari, or a student or a Brahmachari who is not Grihastha, Vanaprastho va or Vanaprastha. Even a Vanaprastha retired, he is still a Grihastha, but Vanaprastha means he is more living a life of asceticism, a life of. What should these three people do? Laukikagnin. The fire they use for the rituals. Because in India, all these people who have exposure to Veda, whether it is a brahmachari or a grihastha, vanaprastha, does use fire in the morning, fire ritual. And the fire that we use there is a Laukika Agni. And if you convert it into a Yajna, it is called Vaidika Agni. If you use it for mantra, supposing you are using it for a Yajna, then it is called Vaidika Agni. But as fire that burns, it is Laukika Agni. It is an empirical fire. What should you do now? Renounce it. How do you renounce it? Laukikagnin Udaragna. Udaragna means Vaishvanara. Vaishvanara is Virat. Really renounce it, offer it to him. Means what? All the means, offer it to the end. Laukika Agni is used to perform a ritual to propitiate Vaishvanara. You offer it to him. Means what? I am not in need of it. I am not in need of it. It's a way of saying, offer it. Laukika Agni Udaragnav Samaropayet. Samaropayet means offer. Similarly, Gayatrim cha, even Gayatri. Generally what happens, even the mantras come in the way of reflection, I am telling you. Even all the time, the whole day you are doing Om Bol Bol Va. You see, there is a time when it helps, there is a time it harms. Like a walking stick, until you climb it is useful. Once you climb, it's a musibat. Keep it there. Having reached home with your walking stick, do you still carry inside the house? Keep it there. Respectfully keep it there for others to use. Similarly, Gayatri also don't think. It is only as a sadhanam for Chitta Shuddhi. It is only when I am not able to reflect then Gayatri. Otherwise, reflection, vichara. Otherwise, if you make it a mandate that I must, don't make anything a mandate, please. It's a headache. Don't make anything a mandate. Nothing is a mandate. Everything is useful. And food is not mandatory. Food is useful. It's a need. It's a need. A need, I must see the need and then go for it. It's not because the scripture mandates it and therefore I am eating food. Sattvic food also is not a mandate. When I don't see what is sattvic food, then the Shruti says this is sattvic, please eat it. Then it will be looked upon as a mandate. Otherwise it's a need. Sattvic food is a need. In fact, what we call Vidhi Pratishedas by Veda, they are all needs really. Speak truth is a need. Honesty is a need. Every value is a need. Look at the needs as needs. Don't look at them as mandates. So that sometimes you can always be flexible. If you look at them as needs, not mandates, sometimes you are flexible. Suppose every day, daily bath is a need. Supposing you are having fever. Oh, Shruti kahte roz snan karna. Look at one mandate. Then you mentally also, not only now you have physical bukhar, and then you will have mental bukhar also. Oh, I broke the mandate. They say it's a need. But when I have a fever, not to take bath also is a need. Okay. What is necessary under the circumstances? What should I? What is need? What is my need? Therefore, don't look at life as full of mandates, like these various religions say. There are mandates. This book says so. It's mandate. This book says so. It's terrible. It's our need. It's our need. And therefore, Gayatrim cha swavachagnau samaropayet. And Gayatri also please offer it unto the presiding deity of our speech called the fire. Meaning what? Agni Devata, Surya Devata ko samarpan kar lo. Agni Devata ko samarpan kar lo. विसर्जन कर लो. जैसे गणेश जी का पूजा करके बाद में क्या करते हैं? विसर्जन करते हैं. You don't keep it. Similarly, Gayatri का भी having done, as you become mature, Gayatri का भी विसर्जन कर लो. But where do you do the विसर्जनम? Mentally say, Bhagwan. देवता में विसर्जन. लौकिक अग्नि को, वैश्वानर को समर्पण कर लो. गायत्री को, वाग अग्नि, वाचाग्नि को समर्पण कर लो. समारोपयेत उपवेतम भूमौ. एंड यज्ञोपवेत को समर्पण विसर्जन कर लो ऑन द अर्थ और इन द वाटर. भूमौ up suba, where people don't tread, गलत जगह में नहीं, सही जगह में. The best way is just to keep it hung on a tree. बांध लो, किसी पेड़ को बांध लो बस. Then forget it. And the best is flowing river. Yeah, take out, just, a hole in the earth and then put it there. It will become one dust. So that, it's not disrespected. Bas itna hi hai. Because, behind my back, if it is disrespected, it is okay. But in front of my eyes, if it is disrespected, acha nahi lagta. You leave an yajna and throw it there and somebody walks on it, aapko acha nahi lagta. Supposing behind your back, if it doesn't matter. तो इसलिए कहीं ऐसी जगह में डाल दो कि इट्स नॉट डिसरिस्पेक्ट. This is time when you enter the Vedanta, it's time for doing Visarjanam of so many things. It's time to do Visarjanam. It's time to leave. Therefore, Samaropayet, Upavitam Visrijet, Patram Visrijet, Patram Visrijet. Don't carry too many utensils. Means, you don't have to run your own kitchen. If you are a sannyasi, just, take bhiksha somewhere. That's much easier. In fact, it's a luxury in this country. Sannyas is a luxury. किसी घर जाओ थोड़ा बहुत भोजन तो मिल जाती है, फिर एक नदी के पास जाओ, खा लो, भी सो जाओ. वाह, what a luxury. कि बनी बनी खाना मिलना. I think बनी बनी खाना मिलना is the best luxury. Along with the bhiksha, they do namaste also. So respectfully, so great. And therefore, generally it is supposed to be, a sannyasi is not supposed to be, but the times have changed. Samaropayet upavitam bhumau apsava visrijet kuticharo brahmachari. Kutichara. Kuticharaha means a person who lives inside the kutiram, and charaha means charta rahte. Ghar mein hi rahta hai, lekin with a little detachment. He is called kutichara. Kutichara. In fact, all the kuticharas are otherwise called fatichas. Yes, kutichar. Why do you want? You don't have to live inside the house with all the attachments and also call yourself a big sannyasi. Then study Vedanta. Bhagavan say you can live in your own house with a difference. But what should you do? Kuticharaha brahmachari kutumbam visrijet. It is better to live somewhere else rather than in your own house, along with other people. Kuticharaha brahmachari kutumbam visrijet patram visrijet. Also, if you have if you want to understand Vedanta in those days, all right, take sannyas and then go. You don't have to cook, live on bhikshatanam. Pavitram visrijet. Pavitram means, what you wear on your shoulder, any cloth. This Yajñopavita also is put on shoulder. It's called Pavitram. Similarly, even the upper cloth, Angavastram is also called Pavitram. Yes, Angavastram. Angavastram reminds me of that story. You know that story? Swamiji, don't waste time, keep going. You don't know Angavastram? I pray to Bhagavan that you have forgotten. So in the south, there is a village. There was a village in which there were two friends. One was a rich boy, the other was a poor boy. वो गरीब लड़का अपनी एक लड़की को देखने के लिए गया जाना. He wanted to go and see a girl for himself. So he told the richer friend, his rich friend, friend, can you give me your upper cloth, Angavastram? I'm going, because I don't have one, I am a poor man. I don't have proper Angavastram. Please give me your Angavastram for a day. And then I'll go and see the girl and impress her and come back. And then I said, okay, you take. He gave him an Angavastram. And then when he goes, the rich friend also says, I am also coming with you. Because they go alone, no? दो जाते हैं. So, वो rich friend also goes. And गांव की लड़कियां सब इकट्ठा हो गए. तो पूछते हैं, भाई लड़का कौन है? दोनों एक ही उम्र के हैं. And they are looking the same height and same complexion and looking the same. इन दोनों में लड़का कौन है? इस लड़की के लिए लड़का कौन है? फिर वो रिच फ्रेंड कहता है, ये उसका नाम क्या है, ब्राइड ग्रुप को क्या बोलते हैं? हाँ हाँ, ये तो वर है, ये वर कौन है? तो ये वर है, लेकिन वो अंगवस्त्र मेरा है। फिर बड़ा खराब लगा। फिर थोड़ी देर के बाद दूसरा दिन दोबारा गया। फिर द पोर फ्रेंड सेड, hey, why can't you forget your upper class for one day? That it is yours. वो हमारा बेइज्जती क्यों करते? Why do you come and say it is mine? What must have they all thought? So then the second time he went. Then again some girls came and asked, लड़का कौन है, वर कौन है? And the same rich friend says, ये वर है, लेकिन वो अंगवस्त्र भी उसी का है। You understand? Then he said, then this boy got very wild. He said, can't you forget just for a few hours? Wait, next time I won't say. Please forgive me. Then the third time they went, and the same thing happened. Some girls came and I said, वर कौन है? Said, ये वर है, लेकिन वो अंगवस्त्र के बारे में मत पूछो। अंगवस्त्र के बारे में मत पूछो। इस अंगवस्त्र को कहते हैं पवित्रम। Yes. Anything that you put on your shoulder is pavitra. Is considered. I mean, in this Vedic society, that is how it is. Pavitram visrijayat. Here he says he renounced this angavastram also. Dandamscha, and even all this danda, which is always, announces that you are. That also renounced. Danda distinguishes you from the rest of the people, from the rest of the sannyasis. The rest of the sannyasis are simple. If you have a danda, then it announces that you have a big matam. You are a person who has mutton. Laukika means cha, and also renounce the empirical fire. Laukika means cooking and all those things. Visrijayat iti hovacha. So Prajapati said, sir, don't look upon these things as mandates. Use them as just for necessary for survival. Don't relate them to the truth. They have no relation to understanding the truth, to be very frank. All these things which are looked upon as traditional values for the jiva have no, all those details which are customarily valuables, I look upon them as traditional values, have no relation to understanding the truth. Very big thing. It is not that really if you have a mala, it has some role to play in understanding the truth. They have no role to play in understanding the truth, except you understand Mahabharata. It is only looking at yourself and the creation. Except you are valuable for understanding yourself. Not this mala is valuable, kaupina is valuable, angavastram is valuable, that is valuable, this is valuable, they have no value at all. And some people, very, very rich people, in the last few years, 20, 25 years ago, people used to come from Gujarat. They very rich people. They used to buy malas, 25,000. Because when they come to know that we are a rich person, what is just worth 100 rupees, they will say 25,000 rupees. Because they know you are stupid. They know you are absolutely stupid. And uska find out. And why? If it is very rich mala, especially coming from Ahmedabad, very rich. And one Mataji used to come from Ahmedabad. 50,00,000 50,000 की माला, उससे क्या होता है? उससे क्या होता है? उससे चित्तशुद्धि जल्दी थोड़ी होती है। इंदिरा गांधी used to say, always used to have एकमुखी माला, रुद्राक्ष माला, एक रुद्राक्ष, एक मुखी रुद्राक्ष। कोई कुछ नहीं होगा। क्यों नहीं हुआ? What is all these superstitions? What are you talking? Nobody can touch your prarabdha. जो होना वो होगा। You can have them, you can have Rudraksh mala, but don't attribute to it more value than it deserves. It's nice, like abhushan. And alright, if you use it for japa, it is nice, it's nice. So that it keeps you busy while repeating, otherwise you will fall asleep. This is just to keep you from falling asleep. Otherwise, why do you have to count how many times I have taken the name of Bhagavan? Is it a commercial venture? Do you have to count? And they will say, no, you have to tie yourself to mandates. Why? I don't think we should untie ourselves. We don't have to tie ourselves to unnecessary mandates. Untie ourselves and pray freely. Freely. It is all the babies who are conditioned like this. We are grown-ups. Grown-ups need not be told, use mala and then do like this. You can sing the glories of Bhagavan freely. You can sing, you don't have to count. अपने दामाद को रोटी खिलाते समय आप रोटी गिनते हैं? दामाद को जी, इम्पोर्टेड दामाद को you don't count roti. And you are praying to Bhagavan, you don't have to count. Therefore, anyway, please understand, be a person to understand the truth. Don't get bogged down by unnecessary mandates. Disciplines are different from mandates. Disciplines are voluntary. Mandates come from outside. Disciplines come from within. Disciplines come from within. Mandates are imposed from outside. If it is a good mandate, if it amounts to a discipline, I can follow it. Supposing it is not any discipline, it is just a superstition, then why? You see, in the south, people wear, whenever they get married, they have, silk. They wear silk. Like here also, I think, people wear silk on the day of marriage. Silk. All silk. And you have these borders, big, 1 inch borders, 2 inches borders, big borders. Supposing you don't know all these things. Supposing you don't go for this expensive silk clothes and wear a simple dress and get married. Is it going to be a weaker marriage? We should just dismiss all these things. Just do things which are within your... you don't have to, just because it has been followed, I don't have to follow it. But do what is sensible to us. Therefore here Bhagavan says, Agnischa Visrujayat. Then he says, Visrujayat Trisandhyadau Snanam Acharet. Here we will stop. But then at least 3 times take bath. You have renounced enough, at least this you follow again. Why? Because in this sultry, very humid country, Snanam is a need, not a ritual. But once a person, doesn't follow the discipline, then the Shruti says it is a mandatory. This is the problem. But then once it comes as a mandate, we look upon it as still mandatory, not as a need. The moment you think it is your need, then you are independent. You don't have to listen to what the Shruti says. Like, as long as the children don't understand, the parents give them mandates. But once the children understand they are my needs, then they are no longer mandates. But it is wrong to think till the end of life that they are mandates. I want all the right mandates to be understood as our needs. The right mandates are always needs. Our needs. And supposing he said Ekamukhi Mala gives you greater spirituality, it is a superstition. It's a belief, it's not a need. I can't say how it is a need. I must have a blue star, what is it called? A blue diamond. What is it? Is blue diamond a need or a belief? It is a belief. It's a superstition. Don't live by superstitions. Live by needs. I tell you, superstition in the long term can make you more miserable. Because once you get convinced by these superstitions, कभी-कभी हो जाता है कि by accident, by prarabdha, your bad prarabdha, the day you wore a blue diamond, you felt better. That means your prarabdha is bad. It means you get conditioned by, then you start thinking, all those superstitions. And you will not be able to live. You will be living in a very, very false utopia. You will be living in a false world. You will be living in a false world. It is better to go through a little pain, sans superstitions. It is better to go through pain, but sans, without superstitions. Go by needs. Vedanta doesn't talk about superstitions. Vedanta talks about needs. Therefore, what is Trikala Snanam? It's our need. Enjoy daily bath. Don't say it is some kind of a ritual meaning. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnmadaya Purnamevamudishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you जी, thank you जी. होली भी खत्म हो गया, अब क्या करेंगे आप लोग?